Hi everyone, I hope you guys are having a great day. I thought I would jump on here and create a new video for you all. It's been a while since I've done one, so this is a little overdue. I have been asked tons of questions about IC, what I've experienced, what I've learned, you name it. I've heard so many questions and I've helped so many people get through their journey or still getting through their journey. With IC, you have a lot of flare-ups. A lot of people get diagnosed with a UTI whether they have it or not. So I'm going to go over some things to help prevent flare-ups and hopefully prevent IC or UTIs. We're going to start out with talking about the IC diet. Now, you can find the list for the IC diet on icnetwork.com or ichealth.org. Now, what it'll do, it'll tell you certain foods you cannot have, and I recommend you try this diet. It's going to sound like a pain in the butt, and it is, but it's worth it. Try it for a month, stick to the diet, and then after that, add one food that you are not supposed to eat. Give it a couple of days before you introduce anything else. That will help you figure out what foods trigger your IC symptoms. And like I said, I recommend it big time because it has helped so many people. Now, not everybody is going to flare up because of the diet or by avoiding the diet, because everyone experiences something different. So do what works for you, but definitely try the IC diet for a little bit. Drink plenty of water. Now, we're told we're supposed to drink, 6 to 8 glasses a day? Not everyone can handle that much water. So I recommend you drink enough to stay hydrated. Hydration is very important with IC. If you're dehydrated, your IC will flare up, and it's going to be painful. If you are hydrated enough, especially with water, it'll help reduce your symptoms. That I can guarantee. Before I had my bladder removed, I didn't follow the IC diet all the time, but during the times I did, I felt a big difference. So I recommend starting there. Medications that can help an IC flare-up. One thing that I had taken and I recommend is pre-leaf. Pre-leaf will neutralize the acids that you eat or drink. It won't neutralize it fully, but it will help break it down a little bit, so that way it keeps you from having a flare-up or a bad flare-up. I do not recommend you taking a bath with it. Just water, bubbles, Epsom salt, bath bombs, no matter what. Like I said, if it's just plain water, I don't recommend it, because of the fact that you're soaking in something that can trigger you. It can get into your urethra and cause a massive flare-up. If you do take a bath, I don't recommend a long bath. After your bath, get up, take a shower, clean very well down there, and it'll help keep you from going into a full-blown IC flare. But I still don't recommend soaking in a tub. They don't recommend sitting in hot tubs. They don't recommend going swimming. But I know that's hard to avoid when you have other health issues, or you're out with your kids at the pool or the park and you're wanting to get in that water because you're burning up. If you do this, take a shower immediately, as soon as you can. But chlorine is a big no-no. I hate to say that, because I used to love to go to the pool. But back then, I didn't have the information I have now. I didn't have the internet or anything to do research on when I was diagnosed in 2003 with IC. Let's see. I've got a list. So bear with me. Okay, another over-the-counter medication you can get for your icy flare-ups is AZO, and it will help with UTIs sometimes. Do not get the AZO with cranberry. Cranberry is on the IC diet list as a no-no. You can get the regular AZO tablets or the AZO with pumpkin. I'm telling you, that pumpkin one is great. I recommend that over the regular, if you can have it. But nothing with cranberry, because that will flare your IC. You can also use baking soda, only if you do not have high blood pressure. And this is like one of those last resort things. Take 1 teaspoon of baking soda, mix it in 6 ounces of water, and drink it. It's nasty, but it does help. It helps to like pre-leaf. It helps to neutralize the acids in your body, so that way it's not as harsh on your bladder. But like I said, only if you do not have high blood pressure, because sodium will raise that blood pressure big time. Now, a couple of medications that also help, well, more than a couple. Pyridium, which is the one that turns your pee orange. Urogesic blue, which turns your pee blue. Now, I couldn't take pyridium because the dyes in it caused me to flare. But the urogesic blue, I was fine with. And plus it was funny because it turned your pee orange. I mean, not orange, blue or green. That was kind of funny. Some other medications you can take for UTIs with your IC is Macrobid, Cipro, and Levaquin. I know the whole Cipro, Levaquin lawsuit and all that junk, but it doesn't hurt everybody. There are some medications you can take and you're fine with. Cipro, Macrobid, Levaquin never bothered me. I never had any kind of dangerous side effects or anything. Just talk to your doctor and see what works best for you. Elmaron is the only medication designed to help IC for now. There is another medication. They're in the research trials right now. I don't know the name of it, but I've been hearing about it for a while now. So it's supposed to be similar to Elmaron, but hopefully it helps better than Elmaron. Another thing you can do is the bladder installation treatments. Now, each doctor does it different. Okay, whenever I was doing the installation treatments on myself, I mixed heparin, sodium bicarbonate, lidocaine, and lidocaine gel. And every now and then, I would put I'd open up a capsule of Elmaron and put in with it. And then I was also getting, towards the end of my bladder's life, I was getting Kenalog. It's a steroid, and I mixed it in with my treatment meds. I'd pee, I'd put the catheter in, make sure my bladder was empty, and then inject those medications into my bladder. They recommend you hold it in your bladder for at least 20 to 30 minutes. If you can hold it longer, that's great. That right there will help big time if you can hold it longer. If not, that's okay. You did what you're supposed to do. And eventually, some people find great relief. There for the last 2 years, when I had my bladder, I was doing those treatments so much each and every day just to have just a little bit of relief. But then when we discussed bladder removal, I begged for a fully cath and leg bag because I was so miserable. I was sleeping on my bathroom floor because I was getting up so much. Or I'd fall asleep on the toilet because of getting up so much. But talk to your doctor, see which one works best for you. If you're new to cathing yourself, there's an easy way to do it. For women, I recommend, when you're learning how to cath, I recommend you start out with a male catheter, which is 16 inches long. The reason for this is because a lot of doctors will start you out by you sitting in the floor, prop up a mirror, and that way you can see where you're cathing. But you've got to have something for the urine to go into, whether it be an old water bottle or whatever. Because even after you go to pee on the toilet, there's sometimes a little bit of urine still in your bladder and you want all that out. So you'll have to have something to catch whatever urine is left in you. It's a pain in the ass, but by learning how to cath properly will help you big time. Because eventually you'll get so good at it you won't need the mirror anymore. And then you can start using the female catheters. And they're a lot shorter. So I recommend starting out with male catheters. Guys, y'all can see your urethra. Us ladies can't. It's just plain and simple. We gotta search for that sucker. But once you master that, you're good. Which I always used the male catheters because I didn't know female catheters existed. But I just felt more comfortable using the longer catheters. And now that I have the Indiana pouch, the internal urinary diversion, I have no choice but to use the male catheters because the female catheters won't go into the pouch and empty properly. So male catheters are a better fit for that. Now, if you have not tried the installation treatments, I recommend them. Okay. Another thing is the InterStim implant. InterStim is like a pacemaker for your bladder. It goes into your butt cheek and connects to your spine, and then you get a remote control to turn it up or turn it down. I had mine for 9 months. It was working great for the first couple of months, but then my body made it shift, and my body started rejecting it. I was getting more pain. I had spasms shooting down my leg, and it was just a pain in the ass. So I said, take it out. I'm done. Take it out. And they took it out. Botox is another treatment for IC. I had that several times. The first 1 or 2 times that I had it done, it actually did help relieve a lot of my IC symptoms, but I had retention. And when you go to have Botox, I highly recommend that you learn to self-cath before you have Botox, because that way you're not having the bladder filling up so big that you're in excruciating pain and have to go to the ER to get cathed. If you learn how to cath yourself, you're good to go. And like I said, I recommend the male catheters because it's just easier. Here's another thing. Hold on. Something that you can do to help reduce your symptoms, whether it's an IC flare-up or a UTI. You can do this no matter what, okay? Your doctor can prescribe you sterile water, or you can use distilled water. Either one works great. Make sure your bladder is completely empty. Put the catheter in, get whatever else is in there out. Take the catheter tip syringe, make sure it's full of water. They hold, I think, close to 3 ounces. Once your bladder is empty, even through the catheter, hook the syringe to the funnel end of the catheter, push that water in, let it sit there for a few seconds, take the syringe off the catheter, and then let it flow out through the catheter. You can empty your bladder through the catheter. That helps so much. I mean, it's like a relief. I have to do that now with my Indiana pouch. It feels so good. It really does. And it helps reduce flare-ups. It helps to reduce UTIs by irrigating. If you don't want to do it every day, that's fine. But if you're having a bad day, that's what I recommend. Doing that and drinking enough water to stay hydrated. Now, I'm a coffee drinker, and that's a no-no on the list. There are coffees that are safe for IC. I can't think of the name of it. It starts with a T. But anyway, I can't think of it, but look it up. It should be listed on icnetwork.com and ichelp.org, because they've got a huge list of things you can and cannot have. That's all I have written down at this time. If you have any questions at all, feel free to ask. I'm loaded with information because I've been going through this for so long. I had my bladder, or my IC diagnosis in 2003, and then in 2008 I had my bladder removed so I could have the internal pouch called Indiana pouch. And it's been a world of difference because of how bad my bladder was. But I do recommend talking to your doctor and talking to others who are also suffering with IC. Help each other out. You can find me on Facebook and talk to me there. I don't really get that many notifications through YouTube. I don't know what's up with that. I've got my notifications on, but if you cannot reach me through YouTube, look me up on Facebook and I will gladly talk to you and help you through your journey, because that's what it is. It's a journey. It might not be a fun journey, but it's life. That's all I've got for today. But stay tuned, because I do plan on doing more videos real soon. I hope this video was very helpful to a lot of you. Like I said, if you have any questions, feel free to ask. And until next time, y'all have a great day.